Today I'm going to walk you through how I made that viral AI reality blend look. You know, the one where the water goes full-on surreal but everything else still feels like real life. It's a little different than my usual travel FPVs adventure videos, but I had some extra footage and thought it would be fun to experiment. Spoiler, it's not that complicated, just a few smart steps and some patience. So I started with the same workflow I usually use. Pick the frame that shows exactly what you want the AI to lean into. For me, it was a boat coming under a bridge, and I wanted the water to be the star. I grabbed a clean screenshot from the clip. This becomes your reference frame. Trust me, taking your time here saves you credits and headaches later. If you want to get that painterly floss watercolor manga vibe like I did, Runway's Gen models are a straightforward place to play. Pro tip, use Chrome. Some of these web tools are picky, and Safari tends to act up. You upload your reference into image first. Yes, this usually costs credits on Runway, so be mindful. You can mess around with free modes, but they often give you low-res or jittery animation-like outputs, which aren't great for blending into a real shot. The fun part is prompting. I'm not going to pretend I'm a master prompt engineer. Half the time, it's just trial and error. I typed stuff like watercolor, vibrant palette, cinematic lighting, slight manga texture, and then tweaked from there. Sometimes realistic will actually fight the look you want, so try removing it or swapping with words like painterly or illustrative. Mix terms, see what happens. Eventually, you'll get a reference frame that reads like an art piece but still fits the composition of your shot. Once you have a reference frame you like, export it and move to Gen 1, or whatever image-to-video model you use. Upload your source clip and use the reference as the style input. There are two sliders that matter: visual consistency, how closely it matches frame to frame, and structural consistency, how much it keeps object positions. I bumped those up. Think values like 2-ish on both, to keep the boat and bridge recognizable while letting the water go wild. Play with those until the preview looks stable. Previews save credits and time. Render only when you're happy. I mostly wanted the AI effect to live in one area, around the bridge and the immediate water. So after rendering, I imported the stylized clip back into my editor. I used Premiere for heavy timeline work. Here's where the actual reality blend happens. Duplicate layers. One sits above as your aggressive, colorful AI layer. Another identical layer beneath helps you temper the reveal. Keyframe opacity on the top layer so it flickers in the beginning. That flicker is intentional. It tells the viewer, hey, this is an effect. Watch it evolve. For masking the water itself, I used a luma key, ultra key, and then hand-refined a feathered mask so the transition edge feels organic. If you want the AI to seem like it's bleeding up from the water into the sky, animate the mask and the opacity together. Little offsets make it look intentional, not sloppy. To avoid the AI readout being too arresting at first, I added a second top layer that literally fades to black over time. It hides and then gradually reveals the crazy layer underneath. It's a simple hack, but it softens the shock when viewers first see it. I also put a subtle Gaussian blur on the water-only version to smooth brushstrokes, and used a warp stabilizer because the Gen output can be jittery, especially if the source has a lot of motion. Stabilization plus slight blur is believable painterly motion. This clip originally had repeated frames, a lot of drone and FPV footage loops, so I cut redundant frames to keep the motion fluid. After trimming, I nested the sequence and added a small transform push at the end. A micro zoom or subtle pan helps with retention, keeps eyes glued during the last beat. Also, don't sleep on an unsharp mask. A tiny bit brings back texture and punch on socials. I dialed in something mild so it looked crisp but not crunchy. Sound design and lutees are the final magic. A few layered ambient textures, maybe a low rumble under the water, small transient hits when the AI transforms. These little bits make the effect feel cinematic. Color grade the rest of the shot to slightly match the palette from your stylized layer, and you're golden. Now here's where I pivot to something a lot of creators miss. You can spend hours perfecting one clip, or you can use smart tooling to scale this into dozens of social-ready pieces. I used Runway for the generative part because it's creative and powerful, but when it came to turning this into a steady stream of content, short vertical clips, reposts, variations, that's where Vizard actually saves you days. Vizard isn't another generative model, it's the workflow engine. Imagine you have a single long video, like a 10-20 minute travel vlog, and you don't want to manually chop it into 30 clips. Pick the best 10, caption them, then schedule them across platforms. Vizard's auto-editing scans the whole file, finds the likely viral moments, energy shifts, faces, strong audio hits, and makes short, post-ready clips for you. You can keep the AI-watered version as a hero clip and let Vizard generate dozens of teasers that point back to it. Compare that to other tools. Runway is amazing for creating the stylized frames, but it's pay-per render and doesn't solve scheduling or batch clip creation. CapCut and some mobile editors are cheap and convenient for single edits, but they don't smartly extract the viral moments from long-form footage. Descript is great for transcript-driven editing, but if your content is visual-heavy FPV or travel shots, it's limited. Vizard sits in the middle. It doesn't replace Runway's generative art, but it helps you get that art out to all your socials quickly and consistently. Another neat Vizard trick, auto-schedule. You set a posting frequency and the AI populates your calendar. It's literally set and forget for a week or a month. Pair that with the Content Calendar UI and you can see what's going live, where, and when. Need to tweak wording or swap a clip? Do it in the calendar and push updates across platforms without re-exporting everything. This approach is how small teams or solo creators scale. Instead of spending a day making one perfect AI blend edit and then another day figuring out how to post it, you do the creative heavy lifting, gen models plus careful keyframing plus sound design, and let Vizard turn that asset into a campaign. Multiple size clips, captions, hashtags, and scheduled posts. It's especially clutch if you're doing a series. I'm dropping a travel drone series soon, so Vizard keeps your channel active while you're out making new footage. Honestly, the biggest trap is over-polishing. Pick your reference, dial the model settings to keep structure but allow style, render a preview, then move into the editor. Use one creative layering trick, flicker, fade to black, or blur, to blend the two worlds and then let Vizard do the boring but necessary distribution work. Final notes / tips. Use a clean reference frame that matches the shot composition. It's the most efficient way to make the AI read the right elements. Previews are your friend. Render small tests first to save credits. Stabilize and blur where the gen output jitters. Humans notice micro shakes instantly. Duplicate layers and stagger reveals. Subtlety goes a long way. After you make the hero clip, run it through an auto editor like Vizard to scale variations, schedule them, and manage your posting calendar. If you're into making long-form content but want to dominate short-form distribution, this combo is perfect. Use a creative gen model to make unique visuals, then use Vizard to slice, schedule, and publish without killing your week. Anyway, I'm rolling out a whole adventure series from Europe, and I actually moved to Bali recently. Expect a lot of Southeast Asia content. So if you're into travel plus FPV plus weird AI art, stick around. Alright, I gotta go, but try this workflow. Have fun with prompts, and don't be afraid to let the water go a little crazy. Bye for now.